صلى الله عليك يا سيدي ويا مولاي يا رسول الله، يا رحمة الله الواسعة، ويا باب نجاة الأمة. صلى الله عليك يا سيدي ويا مولاي وابن مولاي يا أبا عبد الله. صلى الله عليك وعلى آل بيتك الطيبين الطاهرين. لعن الله ظالميكم من الأولين والآخرين. يا ليتنا ثم يا ليتنا كنا معكم فنفوز والله فوزا عظيما. قال الله العظيم في محكم كتابه الكريم: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الذين يأكلون أموال اليتامى ظلما إنما يأكلون في بطونهم نارا وسيصلون سعيرا. أطلب مجلسكم بذكر محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
لتعجيل فرج صاحب العصر والزمان عيدها ثانية يرحمكم الله.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
الإمام أبي عبد الله الحسين سلام الله عليه told the people several times that why is he going to Kufa. Unfortunately, some people still to the day come and say that there was a dispute, a struggle, power struggle between Bani Hashim and Bani Umayyah. And ما لنا بين السلاطين. What is our business to interfere with the struggle between two sultans, between two kings? So, but Abi Abdullah, subhanallah, told it to the people, to the world, why is he going? لم أخرج عشرا ولا قطرا ولا ظالما إنما خرجت لطلب الإصلاح في أمة جدي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم آمر بالمعروف وأنهى عن المنكر. My main purpose going out is I'm going for this specific reason. He never even once mentioned that I'm going to Kufa because I want to rule that city, rule that piece of land. Never. And said it several times, not even once. In a hadith that we have Imam Hussein, when they asked Imam Hussein to pledge his allegiance to Yazid alayhi la'anullah, Imam Hussein salamullah alayhi says, إِنَّا أَهْلُ بَيْتِ النُّبُوَّةِ وَمَعْدِنُ الرِّسَالَةِ وَمُخْتَلَفُ الْمَلَائِكَةِ وَمَهْبِطُ الْوَحْيِ بِنَا فتح الله وبنا يختم ويزيد فاسق شارب الخمر قاتل النفس المحترمة معلن بالفسق والفجور. Imam Hussein salamullah alayhi said that I'm going one of the things is that Yazid, because of what Yazid is doing, that even we have in the narration that other school of thought accept that as well, that some people from Medina went to the palace of Yazid alayhi la'anullah, and they came back quickly and said that we were fearing while we are there, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will send his wrath on us because of what they've seen there. He was in the public drinking. He was doing public drinking. I mean, even, I don't think here is even a lot of country, you cannot public drink, right? You cannot be intoxicated in a lot of places, yet alone in your salat, in the mihrab. And what else? He says that he's fasiq. He's doing it, and we know a lot of those so-called khulafa did so, did the same thing, but not in the open. And it was like, imagine the year 61, let's say 60 of Hijrah, right? There's not a big gap between the demise of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam and Yazid doing that thing that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam prohibited. And this guy is calling himself Khalifat al-Muslimin. You know why they don't want this debate to happen? Because it will have a chain reaction. Whose fault was that Yazid was on that throne? It was Muawiyah. Whose fault was Muawiyah there? You know, that will expose a lot of things that they don't want to discuss. That's why they came even to defend Yazid ibn Muawiyah alayhi la'anullah, even to the day. You say he's Malikun min al-Muluk. He was like a king that Muslim should have obeyed. And Imam Hussein shouldn't have gone to fight him. And of course, Imam Hussein salamullah alayh, he didn't go to fight. Imam Hussein was wanting to expose, and that's what he did. So one of the things is, Imam Hussein says, Sharibul Khamr. So Imam Hussein shows the people that a person like Yazid you should not follow. If he's a fasiq, if he's a sharib al-khamr, if he's a killer, you know, that Imam Shafi'i says in his ruling regarding praying behind a fasiq, a wretched man, that it's allowed. And he says, my evidence to this ruling is because Abdullah ibn Umar, he did his salat behind al-Hajjaj ibn Yusuf al-Thaqafi. And Hajjaj was fasiq, so you are allowed to pray behind the fasiq. But for the Shia ruling is clear that for you to know who you're following. So if who you're following with your salat, isn't it mandatory again to see who's you're following with other rulings and with your life? You know, there's a riwayah about a person who drinks alcohol. See, unfortunately, you see, even some people who call themselves Muslim, they go and drink alcohol. Think that even for non-Muslim, is obvious, one of the things that it's prohibited for us to do is to drink. Of course, something that intoxicates us. Which brings me to something else as well. Some people would say, okay, they use something to become intoxicated, either smoking it or using it or whatever, and say, no, it's not alcohol, you know. But one of the Bani Hashim, I don't recall which one was Abdul Muttalib or Abu Talib, probably Abdul Muttalib. They asked him, why don't you drink? He said, why should I drink something that takes my aql, takes my mind, takes my sanity away from me? Why should I do that? You know, even within some government, they see it's a problem, that drinking is a problem. How many billions of dollars each year governments lose on things that result, it's the direct result of drinking. I remember reading in the newspaper that was a while back, of course, because I'm saying newspaper anyway, that they should put these labels of warnings on alcohol as like they put on smoking, because it's dangerous as well, not just for your health, for someone else as well. I'm driving, minding my own business. All of a sudden, some drunk driver comes and hits my car, you know, and whose fault it is? I tell you whose fault. It's the fault, not just the person who drank that, the person who sold that as well. It's fault of the government that takes that tax as well. Anyway, so that this narration says, whoever drinks and sleeps, he becomes a bride of the devil. Allahu Akbar. So would you like go there? Some people would argue, you know, you have some benefits from that. Even Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran. We have a narration that I think it was Imam Sadiq salamullah alayh. A person, one of his companions, came to him and told him that the Hakim, the doctor back then, prescribed for my illness for me to drink wine. Of course, you know, in Arabia back then they used to drink wine a lot. Either it was made of date or what else, grapes. Anyway, so Imam told him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't put shifa. He doesn't put shifa, cure, in something that is haram. So he put his head down. Apparently, his family pressured him, so he drank something and got better. So he told the Imam. The Imam told him, no, go drink, as I recall, inshallah, I'm not mistaken, honey. So he went, his family insisted on him to drink that wine again. He said, no, even if I'm suffering, I'm not going to do it because my Imam said so. Alaikum salam. So, and he got better, alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. So the riwayah says about a person who drinks alcohol, wal-'ayadu billah. من شرب الخمر فمات بعده ب40 يوما لقي الله كعابد وثن. Whoever drank alcohol, something that intoxicates him, right? Even if he dies 40 days after, he dies like an idolater, not a Muslim. Which brings me to my second point here. You know, we have this big problem even in the Muslim countries. You know, the general ruling is for you to go and you can just buy something without asking from the markets of the Muslims. But I think this should be reviewed, because when you enter some of the Muslim market, you don't find any Muslim products, like any, truly. None was made in that Muslim country. All imported, including meat. So if it's that case, don't we need to read on the labels, read where this came from? In some of the holy cities, we go to the market and see some of the products are made in a non-Muslim country with no halal mark on them, and there's a gelatin in it as well. Some there's even alcohol, because some of the businessmen, what they think of is just profits, not the profit. They think of the profits instead of thinking of what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will do to them, what Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam will judge them. They're thinking of this, just, let me gain some money here and there. So what they're doing is not corrupting just themselves, because that money that they're gaining is haram, but they're corrupting the society itself as well. Like someone who, for example, because he wants a shortcut to become a millionaire, he sells drugs. So even in the Muslim countries, people, yet alone here in the West, a lot of people, they need to focus on some of the things that they put in their own bodies. Imagine if one day they came and told you that this certain product, okay, was contaminated, some of it was contaminated by COVID-19, okay? And there's a slight chance, just a very small chance, that just 1%, right? That you will get infected if you use it. I don't want to judge, but between you and your Allah, your God, will you use it? Will you even buy it? Will you even look at it? Maybe if you touch it, you will go and sanitize your hand as well. If they tell you this now, I remember this story regarding that guy, some guy in South Africa who injected his blood, which was infected by HIV, into some of that place that he was working was orange, what they call it, orchid. Yeah. So he injected that. The doctors said that the virus will not stay alive outside the human body for a certain amount of time. But still, not alone in South Africa, they stopped buying oranges. The country stopped importing the orange from South Africa. So imagine that. Will you do this risk that you want to take something haram? And now we have another problem as well, that some companies, they use alcohol and gelatin in their medicine, which again, there's a problem here, because some people will not even think of asking. I remember the first person who brought this to my attention was a doctor. He said that we need for some of the medicine here to be labeled as well, to know what's inside of them. I was always wondering why some people go and drink cough syrups, until they told me that it contains a certain amount of alcohol. So they want to get intoxicated, they start taking that. Anyway, so with all this in mind, why should we take an extra precaution regarding this? Because it will affect the soul. We have a narration. We have a narration regarding this. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
There's a few things that is a sign of wretchedness. One is, it says jumudul ayn, that the eye will not tear. Like you see, I remember one of my relatives, he went to a majlis, and if I didn't know better, I would have said that his lecture wasn't like good enough. But he's an honest man, so I told him. He went to this. I'm not gonna name the country, but they usually don't commemorate the martyrdom of Abdullah Hussein Salamullah. And I told him, did they even cry? He said, no, never. Like not even a one tear. Said no. While even I'm reciting the musibah, they were like looking in my eyes, like nothing is happening. And I've seen such people. You know, haram will do that to you. Haram, you eating haram. Sometimes they say even without you knowing so. If you eat something like that, you will feel the difference. I think it was Sayyid Al-Burujurdi radwanullah ta'ala alayh. Someone brought him some khums money. He brought him some khums money. He told him, what is your job? He said, I'm a butcher. He said, okay. Are you an honest butcher or not? He said, no. He said, then take your money. I don't want it. He says, why? He says, you see, part of that money, yeah, goes to the student in the seminary. And I want them to get up in time for Salat al-Layl. And I'm afraid that if I take this money and give it to them, they will not get up for Salat al-Subh. So that will do to you something that if you eat as a haram. And sometimes it comes in different forms, of course. Sometimes like a bribe. Sometimes, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, that ultimate thing is for a person to take the money of the orphans. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that it will be like fire in their bellies. And sometimes it is like a form of that job that you are doing is not legal. It's haram. And sometimes if you don't pay your zakat or your khumus. We have in the narration from Imam Sadiq salamullah alayh that a person who doesn't pay his zakat is like what? If he wants to, while he's dying, they give him a choice to die either Christian or a Jewish. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed you to use 80%. 20% you can use to help half of that 20%. You can use 10% to help your family. Your family who are in need, to build or to help build a mosque, a Husayniyah, a school, a hospital. So this will help you as well. Like in a way, you will benefit. You know, why some countries take, they collect taxes. They say, like for example, here, like levy, they like ACC, right? They say like this will be used to build roads, to build schools, to help people that cannot help themselves, to have a free Medicare. So with the Sharia as well, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. And the 10% goes to the Sayyids who are poor. So why do you risk for yourself to eat haram? You know, some people, when they go to, before going to Hajj, they want to review themselves. Then one scholar even said that some people, like an elderly couple, came to me and told me that, I mean, we want to read Surah Al-Fatiha, right? Surah Al-Hamd, to see if we are reading it by mistake or corrected. I said, why is that? After all these years, said, yes, because we are going to Hajj. Really? So they pay Hummus, for example, before they what? Want to go to Hajj, to perform Hajj. Because they know themselves. They know deep, even with all الإنسان على نفسه بصيرة ولو ألقى معاذيره. You know yourself, even if you put a lot of layers on it. So haram does that to a person. He becomes what? Cold-hearted. His eye will not tear. And what else? وشدة الحرص في طلب الدنيا والإصرار على الذنب. You know, I remember before I continue with this hadith that that by eating haram, I mean, there was this judge who was a pious person in the times of Abbasis. As I recall, Mahdi al-Abbasi told him to, he sent after him and told him, why don't you like visit us? Why don't you come to us? He said, I don't need something from you, and I don't want you to need something from me as well. He told him, you must come. He went there. He said, you have three options. You have three options. One is to teach my sons. He says, no, because I have to come here every day and become their teacher, and that will prevent me from doing my ibadat, my studies, my writings. He said, okay. How about becoming the head of judiciary system, the head of judges? He said, no, I don't want it. Because again, you will tell me to do something that it's illegal and it's haram. I said, all right. How about this? I invite you on my feasts. You have to accept. He says, okay. He accepted. So he went and told the person who, the cook, he told him to cook the best thing ever. So when he cooked that, he brought it to the judge and the Khalifa, of course, just those two. He knew the judge, and the cook told him that I don't think he will be straight after this. He will go astray after eating this. So the judge ate that, and he accepted that position, and he became the teacher of his sons. They say the same thing about alcohol as well, wine. They say that a shaitan in a form of a man came to a person, told him, like, I will give you so and so for three conditions. If you do one of them, he said, what's the first one? He said, to kill your father. He says, of course I can't. He's my father. He said, to commit adultery with your rahim. He said, of course I can't do that as well. You know, it's sin to commit adultery and to rape and do haram with rahim, with your close relative. I can't do that. Said, okay, how about you drink? Says, okay, I can't do that. So he got drunk. He raped. When his father came, he killed his father. You know, one leads to other. Abi Abdullah al-Husayn salamullah alayh. You know how many times he talked to them? One time he went to them with the Quran on his head, opened the Quran, start talking to them. But قست القلوب فلم تمل لهداية تبا لهاتيك القلوب القاسية. Their hearts were cold. They didn't even listen. They didn't want to listen. Many times Abi Abdullah al-Husayn salamullah alayh talked to them, wanted to convince them. But then what he said, مُلِئَتْ بُطُونُكُم مِّنَ الْحَرَامِ. Your belly was filled with haram. That's why your heart went cold. You know, no normal human being does what they did. Truly, throughout history. And that was the result of Yazid ibn Muawiyah and his father. And, of course, Saqifa. That all connects. Yazid ibn Muawiyah came like his father, taking people's money, giving it to his goons and his people. Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib, when he came, he told, if someone took something from Baytul Mal and he got married with that money, I will separate between him and his wife. His own daughter borrows something from Baytul Mal while she's having guarantee on it. If something happened to it, you know, I will replace that with money, whatever. And Amir al-Mu'mineen came and said, why? Do you see any other girl or woman of the Muslim do the same thing? Do they have the same opportunity that you have? And someone told, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, it was Madmoon. She guaranteed it that she will return, and if not, she will give money. Said, if she wouldn't have done that, I would have cut her hands because it was stealing. That's how much they were precise. And the other way was with Bani Umayyah alayhim. So they ate until their hearts became cold. وَالْإِصْرَارُ عَلَى الذَّنْبِ, to insist on sinning. Some people have this. When you tell them that it's haram, I know it's haram, but it looks delicious. I know it's haram, but I enjoy it. I know it's haram, but it's fun. That's how it begins. And all of a sudden, you see those people participating in killing of Rihanat Rasulullah bi Abdullah al-Husayn sallallahu alayhi. Sallallahu Muhammad wa
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told his Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam in the Mi'raj that Ya Ahmad, إن العبادة 10 أجزاء تسعة منها طلب الحلال فإن أطيب مطعمك ومشربك فأنت في حفظي وكنفي. Whoever his food is halal, came from a halal source, the food itself is halal, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put him in his protection. And he says that ibadah, worshipping, is 10 parts, 9 of it is kasb al-halal. That's why The narration says that kasbul halal is like jihad. When you acquire halal, it's like jihad, truly. It's a hard thing. That's why Amir al-Mu'mineen Salamullah alayhi Ali ibn Abi Talib said, Ya ma'shar al-tujjar, al-fiqh thumma al-matjar, al-fiqh thumma al-matjar, al-fiqh thumma al-matjar. Before you become a tradesman, a businessman, go and learn. For you, wal-'iyadhu billah, not to just for yourself to commit sin and eat haram, but for your kids as well. It will have an effect on them, no doubt. Especially some people, you know, it's logical as well. Like what you eat will, and what your wife consumes will help create the baby, will be blood to feed the baby. So if it's haram, it what? Grows corrupt.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
So when a person came to Imam Zayn al-Abidin Salamullah alayhi in the Medina, an Imam asked him about not Shimr, not Umar ibn Sa'd, not Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad, not Hakim ibn al-Tufayl. He told him, how did you see Harmala ibn Kahil? Said he was walking in the city of Kufa. Nothing happened to him. And Imam said that he burned our hearts 3 times. He burned our hearts. May Allah burn him, Imam said. When it started was Abi Abdullah al-Hussein, you know, the narrator said a lot, and I've seen that in a lot of sources and heard it from a lot of scholars. So it's been said that Abi Abdullah al-Hussein had 2 infant child in the Sahara of Karbala, the day of Ashura. One was just born, a newborn, that Imam Hussein Salamullah alayhi took him. He started doing adhan and iqamah. And of course, it's mustahab to do hanak with water of furat. But Imam Hussein Salamullah alayhi did it with his own mouth, because even then it was very dry. And all of a sudden, an arrow came and killed that infant child while Imam Salamullah alayhi was holding. Rabab brought Abdullah al-Radi' to Imam Hussein. She didn't bring it to Imam Hussein. She took him to Sayyidah Zainab Salamullah alayhi. She took Abdullah al-Radi' to Sayyidah Zainab, telling Sayyidah Zainab, this is your son. My breasts are dry. I don't have any milk left. So she took Abdullah. Imam Hussein Salamullah alayhi, when he saw his kid, he told Sayyidah Zainab, give me my kid. Give me my son. So Imam went to the enemy of Allah. Imam went to the enemy of Allah and told them, if we have sinned, what is this? What is the sin of this baby? Aren't you seeing him dying out of thirst? يَتَلَظَّى عَطَشًا. So they start debating between themselves. Someone would have said that, لا تبقوا لأهل هذا البيت من باقية. Don't leave anyone alive. And some would say, no, give him some water. So while Imam Hussein Salamullah alayhi, the narration said, was kissing Abdullah al-Radi', while he was kissing Abdullah al-Radi', Shimr bin Jawshan, at the order of Umar ibn Sa'ad, asked Umar ibn Sa'ad told him, اقطع نزاع القوم. He told him, cut the dispute between those people. He said, who should I shoot? Should I shoot the father or the baby? He said, don't you see the whiteness of his neck? He shot then Abdullah al-Radi' on his neck. Abdullah al-Radi', his neck was severed from ear to ear. He was started flapping like a bird in the Imam Hussein lap. Imam Hussein saw that. Imam Hussein took his blood. Imam al-Baqir said, if a drop of that blood would have been reached the ground, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wrath would have come upon those people. But Imam Hussein, out of his mercy, filled his palm with that blood. He threw it to the sky. He said, هَوَّنَ مَا نَزَلَ عَلَيَّ أَنَّهُ بِعَيْنِ اللَّهِ. He went back. Sayyidah Zainab said, what happened? He showed her that Abdullah al-Radi' been slaughtered. Imam Hussein Salamullah alayh went behind the tent, didn't show his mother that her infant, dug a grave, put the infant at that grave. Then Imam Hussein came when his last soldier was slaughtered, when his last soldier was martyred. Imam Hussein came to Sayyidah Zainab Salamullah alayha, told Sayyidah Zainab, oh Zainab, bring my kids, bring my family, bring them to bid me farewell. This is the last farewell. I'm saying goodbye to them. في أمان الله، في حفظ الله، في رعاية الله. Sayyidah Zainab Salamullah alayha then gathered the kids, gathered the women. واحدة تشمه وأخرى تقبله. One was milling the Imam, the other was kissing Imam. Where are you going, O mother, O Aba Abdullah? Where are you going, O our protector, Aba Abdullah? Sayyidah Zainab didn't come to Aba Abdullah al-Hussein. She was inside, holding the pole of the tent. Then he said, Zainab, bring me Fatima, the daughter of Abdul Rahman ibn Aqil, who was married to the Imam Hussein's sister, the daughter of Amir al-Mu'mineen. He brought her, he put her at his lap. He told her, Fatima, what do you want from me? She said, I am thirsty. And my father promised me water, but he went and didn't come back. And my uncle did the same of Abu Abdullah. Could you bring me some water? He said, I'm going to see if I can bring you some water. She said, can I come with you? He said, but if you come with me, I will bring you back. I am going where your father went. I will tell them what you have told me. Then Imam Hussein Salamullah alayhi mounted his horse. Imam Hussein Salamullah alayhi was preparing to go to the battle. All of a sudden he heard a weak voice behind him. Mahlan, mahla, ya ibn Zahra. Wait, son of Zahra. He waited. What do you want, Zainab? It was Zainab. Dismount. Come down from your horse. He came down from his horse. She said, expose your neck. Expose your chest to me, O Abu Abdullah. He did so. She smelled his neck. She kissed his chest. Then Abu Abdullah told her, what is this? And she faced Medina and she said, this is what my mother told me. At the day she was dying, She smelled me on my neck. She kissed me on my chest and told me, this is for Hussein. This is as a safekeeping for Hussein. Kiss his neck for me. Kiss his chest for me. Do I need to tell you why? Do I need to tell you why they kissed his neck? Because it was the place that his head will be severed from, and his chest will be the place that those houses will top. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. سيعلم الذين ظلموا آل بيت محمد أي منقلب سينقلبون والعاقبة للمتقين. اللهم إنا نسألك وندعوك باسمك العظيم الأعظم الأعظم الأعز الأجل الأكرم يا الله 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 يا الله. إلهي اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج والعافية والنصر. Oh Allah, hasten their appearance of Salah al-Asr wa Salam. Oh Allah, make this year to be the year of Tuhur. Oh Allah, makes us among His soldiers, among His army, and among the ones who seek revenge for the blood of Abi Abdullah al-Hussein and Abdullah. Tonight, Abi Abdullah al-Hussein salamullah alayh, something, they asked the army of Umar ibn Sa'ad to give them that this night so they can pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and recite Quran. We have a'mal for this night. One of the a'mal is 4 rak'at salat after Alhamd, 50 times Qul huwallahu ahad. And there's 100 rak'at salat as well. But if you can't do it, you can't do this salat, recite Quran this night, do salat al-layl, and remember that was what Ashab Abi Abdullah al-Hussein and his family did at the night before the day of Ashura. And especially this night, do dua for all mu'mineen and mu'minat, especially the one who left us, and do dua for the prisoners who are unjustly been imprisoned, and do dua for the sick people and inshallah for their speedy recovery. إنه ولي التوفيق وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى طيبين الطاهرين.
اللهم صل على محمد.